Hey guys.
Hey.
Hi. I would prefer switching to another group after this lab. This is.
Well, it looks like you didn't start Crash.
Yeah. Seems like everyone behind me is on avoid trouble as well, so looking good.
It looks well so far. I didn't check if there was any elite race starters on slicks tonight.
I think no one had a terrible start. So let's see what my teammate is in second currently. So let's see. Maybe we can have a double. Man, how long is this lap?
I see some overtakes there, but I'm trying to check if there are any slick starters, and I cannot see anyone.
Yeah.
And first lap is ending.
Yeah. Okay, now it should be better. I'm boosting first 9 laps, so I should not have any traffic. I mean, rain races is always a good thing too. Drivers don't like to be in trains when it rains.
Well, yes, you always end up doing a driver mistake. Faster now, that doesn't happen really. You are more likely to have a driver mistake if you are a little slow, but
yeah, I mean, last time I was pushing 100 CT on rain and I had 0 driver mistakes, and I remember another race where I was going like 50 and I had 9 in the train and master, and you you don't make it out. It's just a vicious cycle. You make it to the front and then you drop all the way back, and I mean, it's really costing a lot of time. It's like going 20-30 CT more or less.
yes, but
I'm a bit. Nefsat had a really bad start.
The pace in the group is really even, then you are more likely to have more driver mistakes. Hi, Lucy. Oh, I wanted to take the opportunity to send my birthday congratulations to 2 of my teammates. Yesterday it was Paulo Pinto's birthday, and today is Lee Harding's. So, kiss to both of them. You can send birthday congratulations to if you want to.
Oh.
My daughter is here.
Yes, sir.
Flo needs a lawyer.
We're going to give him a minute to solve the little girl thing.
You can still see him, right? So maybe since we are not that many people right now, I can take the time to answer some questions.
It would be great.
I have written them down. So I think one came from Nuno, who asked if PHA, yeah, he said it's still predictable even after the PHA change. I think he is right that the longer a change is out there, the more people adapt to it and the more data they can get. So I think last season when it started, I didn't really knew what kind of match Nefsat had, because we both came from a season where we weren't constantly pushing. So I just knew that he had a power car. But then the more races you have in the season, the better feeling you have what kind of car your opponent has to have based on the pace he has on the different tracks. And you also see how much your opponent spends on car changes. So it's like a bit cat and mouse. I don't know if it's that same phrase in English, but you always have one that but both people try to react to what each other do. So both try to be just a little bit better than the other one on the track, because if you have a minute gap, it doesn't help, and you have maybe a worse match on another track. So I think in the end we both came up with a pretty similar plan. I had a bit better matches in the first third of the season, and Nefsat in the middle of the season, and then I sacrificed the middle a bit to have a better one in the last third. So I think there was Baku and Istanbul, where you have needs low handling, and then there were 3 high handling tracks, and then I said, okay, I will probably come second on Baku and Istanbul, and therefore have 3 wins on race 13, 14, 15, and this is also what happened. I predicted the winner correct the first 16 races in elite betting games, so yeah, it's actually quite predictable still, but especially if we didn't have many lottery races, so that season was not too hard to bet on, I think.
Yes, well, but it seems that you could afford to come second in some races in the end. So I think your strategy was right. You knew when to sacrifice some pace in order to balance your car.
I mean, this season it will be interesting because we have, I think, race 1, 2, 3 are opposite. So we have high handling this race, we have low handling next, and we have high handling the race after. So most people will probably concentrate on race 1 and 3. I think next race is a great opportunity for people that are trying to retain, as most people are coming from high handling last season, because the last third of the season was pretty much all handling. And this season is also quite focused on handling. So if you have very low handling on next race, then I think you have good chances to do very well in that race.
And do a little one big push.
Yeah. I mean, in season 71, before I pushed, I scored, I think, 3 fourth places with Conti in cold conditions with that strategy. And so you don't even need to depend on weather a lot. So you can just prepare the track very well. I think this is also a nice addition with this PHA change, that there is another way to do one big push, and it's not that luck dependent as tires.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Do you think everybody know everything what they need to make a good PHA matching for the races to do one big push at this moment? It's kind of new now, so.
No.
Do you think
No, I think that I mean, I don't want to say too much on that, because I think it's maybe the most important knowledge right now, together with energy, and something that not everyone has solved yet. So I think that if you have that solved, then you have a great knowledge advantage to do such one big push things.
Yes, but I think the PHA matching can be very intuitive too. You know that you don't need to know exactly. You don't have to have a formula yet. You can do a good matching without having all figured out.
Yeah, but formula helps. I mean, it's always better to have a computer to say what's fastest than your feeling.
Of course, yes, but you with some basic data, you can have an educated guess. That's my point. Without having all figured out. I don't know in which
even
of research each team is, but I think that there's a lot to do yet. You know that there are many teams that need to work a lot on on PHA mainly. Energy, I think that is more advanced and many teams have it figured out.
Do you have it solved as well?
I'm not giving away too much information.
I'm just asking if you have it solved. So no answer from Flo. Seems like I need to answer the questions today.
I think it's more than only one of the letter of your car. So
yeah, I mean it's just one piece of the puzzle.
yeah.
So what's happening to Nefsat? He's already down in 11s. That really surprises me. I was expecting. I put him third in elite betting game.
Here we have the only manager in all the side that has longer hair than myself. Welcome, Kyle Morris.
Okay.
Kyle.
Oh, your camera is frozen. We can hear you, but your camera is. Hello.
Well, the camera's on according to my screen, which is weird.
I don't know what is happening to your camera, but we can listen to you.
Well, my Google Chrome says not responding now.
Do you want to restart that? I'll take you out, and then when you're back, I put you back on the screen.
Yeah, try it.
Okay, see you in a minute. Well,
yeah,
that didn't work. It happens. But
Jan, I think you have to achieve another blue flag wonder today.
What do I have?
I think you have chance to take another blue flag wonder on race today.
No, I'm just boosting. I think Alan and me have set this race up that I should normally finish about 10 seconds in front of him so he can take some points from our opponents and retain. So let's see.
Well, my race is pretty boring. That's why I'm always broadcasting a little race. It's a little bit more interesting. My race is a bit boring because I need to resign my driver, so I need to manage motivation, as many other managers during race one every season.
Should we maybe switch to another group? Maybe watch one of your races?
What about Ronex one?
In my group, Queen have another train behind, so maybe. Cheers, Jack. Master 3, you can show.
Master 3, yes, I can see it on the screen. It was a good detail that you added the group after your name. Okay, Ivan Silva is leading. Let's see where Bronek is.
He needs to score the team points, otherwise he's getting kicked.
This is him on ace. How?
Trey starts on position 3.
Here we go. Oh, here he is. Look at him with his Polish racing team livery.
What group did you switch to?
Master 3.
Master 3. Okay, my teammates Dede and Ayman are here. That's a good group. Let's see.
On the track. Very nice, DJ.
Some rivalry going on here.
Train starts on position 3, if you can show.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm...
Okay, understand.
Kyle, hello. Yes, now it looks like it's all right. Hello.
Oh, hang on.
You're online.
Hello. I didn't see that. I was about to join on my phone because it's really lagging on my laptop, so I'm going to join on my phone.
So how are Oscars?
Give me. I haven't done anything. Give me 2 seconds. I'm joining on my phone because it's really slow on my laptop.
I understand. Yes, Jan had similar trouble last race, so he needed to do a few adjustments in order to join tonight. And as long as it stay stable, we'll keep him. Why don't you reply to some of the other questions you were asked at the topic, Jan?
Let's see. So Vitaly asked how much time does race preparation cost in Master and Elite? I think the question is how much time do you have and how much time do you want to spend? I think generally races that are more complicated strategy-wise take longer. I mean, if you have a cold dry race with high tire choice difference and maybe if weir is close but not that close, then there is only one strategy and you don't need to spend much time on that. But I think time is a really important factor in the game. I think race preparation 4, 5, 6 hours, I would say.
But do you include in that time team discussion, for example?
It can include team discussion on strategy. I mean, sometimes it's between 2 or 3 strategies, and then you have to decide what's best in your situation. Sometimes tire will be close, and then you have to go a bit more into detail and check some search for race analysis with similar conditions. But I think you can theoretically easily spend 8 to 10 hours to prepare a race, but I think I don't want to spend that much time, maybe 5 hours. But if I only have like 2 hours for a race, then I feel already a bit under time pressure.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't think that it took you too much time to set up a race, considering you are pretty experienced already. It scared me a bit to go back to Elite, you know?
I mean, I usually check everything 3, 4 times, set up and something like that. If you have one typo, then it can already ruin your race. I think that G-Pro is very hard punishing mistakes. So one wrong digit can cost you up to 10 points or one wrong click. So I think time is a very important factor, and I mean, because mistakes are way more likely to happen under time pressure. I think Nefsat did 2 or 3 mistakes under time pressure. He doesn't have that much time, I think. This is also what made the championship maybe a bit easier last season. Otherwise, it would have been closer. I mean, he forgot to visit the Spa on race 2 and 3 and lost 8 points that way. So this was a bit of a buffer in such a close fight. What?
That's a costly mistake. You know, it's an expensive mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I think it even happened twice in a row. That surprised me. This is probably hurting even more than. He did very late qualifying. He came online 1 hour ago, 1 hour before the race deadline. And then, of course, he wanted to do the Spa after the qualifying because the motivation is maxed out then at some point of in the season. And so he did qualifying, lose maybe like 4 or 5% energy, and then do the Spa after the qualifying. And then he qualified 18, so 5 minutes before the deadline. and then he forgot to do that refilling spar. I mean, that can happen. I already forgot that when I was holidaying Yuk, I already screwed that as well. And then at 1829, I remembered, oh, I have to do that spar, because personally I don't qualify that late that I have to do the spar after the qualifying. So I'm not really used to that. So it can happen.
Stressful, yes. Well, I'm more towards the group of managers that qualifies late, but it is true that when I was at elite, I used to do things with a little bit more time, and
I mean, I lost.
I spent a lot of more time not only preparing the race strategy, but also trying to match the testing things to the wear. I did have a plan, of course. I always do have a plan with the parts wear, but even when you have a plan, sometimes you have. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, it actually works now.
It works
Third
perfect.
time is usually the best.
It's only because I'm on my phone now it works.
I was saying that you still need to make adjustments to your plan, and that takes some time. I'm very thorough, and I try to, if I can save it 1% wear on a part, I go for it, and I invest the time for that 1%. I guess that most managers that play at elite and many managers in the higher leagues also do the same. What about you, Bronek? Do you plan your wear to a 1% mistake?
I also think the plan is take a lot of time to do it when you have tools to only set up carries take 15 minutes per race, but everything with planning and works with them a lot more. And also, as Jan talks, I have really hard time in work last season, so I also do mistakes, very costly for me. So I understand what he's talking about. I don't have a lot of time to thinking before I set up, and some mistakes I made on car changes or strategy setup. So I think also like that.
Talking about last minute mistakes and such, that reminds me of Tomek. When the season when Jörg was a champion, that he had a problem with his connection, so he couldn't set up his race on time. And that,
I think it was one of the reasons why he don't do it.
He's your teammate. What did he say in the intimacy of the Polish racing team?
If I remember well, it was kind of hardware issue, something with his computer, if I remember well.
Yes, but did he moan a lot? Did he cry?
Yeah, it was frustrating a lot.
Was he raging? we want the juicy detail, Bronek. Don't be so politically correct. So, how are the Oscars going? Kyle, have you already started posting?
No. I got home 25 minutes ago.
How many people voted, Kyle?
It's a good question. Well, at the moment, I have 33 lines, but I'm still putting them in. I reckon we might be close to 50.
Flo, he's crying for a notification. Give him a notification.
Well, we still didn't get ours. But
If I get a notification for every minor change, then I think he deserves one too.
oh, yeah. Look at this. Mir has a demand for you, Kyle.
Right. Team bashing. It's a good question. There's not much team bashing. We just abuse each other all the time.
How it is to team with Nick, with Kirsty, with Dominic?
Kirsty, like I said, Kirsty we just abuse all the time. So that's a load of fun. And then Mick joins in with all the abusing. Doesn't even stick up for his own wife. Dom joins in as well. It's all alright to be honest. It's very chatty, which is a problem when you're working and you come back to seeing like 100 messages and you have to scroll through them all to try and catch up. But then I end up just going on search all. Well, not search all, read all. It's even more busy now. We've got 2 teams.
You're about to lap the last one at Elite Race, Jan. We're having a blue flag soon. The guy that said that didn't have a good match for this race.
Luckily, I mean, I was quite lucky with the season plan because I had a very handling heavy car from last season because race 13, 14, 15 were handling, and on 16, 17 it wasn't too bad to have handling. So if this season was something like Baku, Istanbul, it would have been very hard, and it would have probably changed the championship fight a bit more if you have opposite season calendars. I don't want to advertise this, but yeah, I mean this time it's still 10 out of 17 tracks are handling, and I think last season was already also very handling focused, so it doesn't make matching that hard.
Yes, but the difference this season is that we don't have many extreme differences in the PHA character of the tracks. You know, we had some races in the last 2 seasons where you had, I don't know, 10 and 26, and this season the tracks look more even regarding PHA.
Yeah, but I mean we have a lot of alternation as well. First one and third one is handling, fourth one is handling, but second and fifth and sixth are very low handling, and then is 7, 8 is very high handling. Then we have very low handling, and then we have very high handling again. So it will be who focuses more on what kind of races, I think.
And we'll see how the season evolves. Any other questions you have pending from the topic?
Yeah, I mean, Vitaly also asked if programming skills are needed for playing G-Pro. I think you don't really need programming skills, so my programming skills are 0. I think if you want to develop an advanced tool, then it definitely it helps to have programming skills. But if you come to a decent team, they usually have some IT nerd that already did those tools. And then if you can do Excel or so, then I think it's absolutely fine. So I do my season plans with pen and paper. So I'm the only idiot in the team who does that. Because I prefer to have a pen there, so I can sometimes, when I change my mind, I can calculate a bit there with just a pen and a sheet of paper. But I mean, plus, minus, dividing, multiplicating, and maybe brackets, and I think you're all right for G-Pro.
What about your teams? There are some guys who can programming or no?
In my team?
In your teams,
Flo,
yeah.
well, Flo, you want to answer?
My team, I'm sorry, I thought he was directing his question to you. You asked me, Ron.
To both of you.
To both of us, okay. If you want, I start.
I already talked so much, so I'll let Flo answer it first.
Well, in our team, we have guys with different skills that complement each other very well in order to build tools. We have two specialists in mathematics, that are very good with regressions and that can work on formula. And then we have programmers too. Roland Puzzle is very talented at both of those areas. But we have a programmer that is more proficient at building a team with a certain level of difficulty and giving it maybe an interface and such, which is Mika. He has maintained some tools that Schweib built in the old days. But we have not very complicated tools, really. I think that people would think that we have very advanced tools, and we really don't. They are very, very simple tools. But I am of the idea that when you reach a certain level, they do give you an advantage. Tools alone, of course, won't make you champion, but people who have set up tools, for example, that can know which is the perfect setup for a certain lab, they are saving 50K there. And it adds up with time. You know, maybe in one race or in one season, it's not very significant, but if you take a plan, for example, with a driver you take from rookie to elite, well, there will be several millions of difference there. So tools don't make champions, but they help a lot, I think.
The answer commentary will be on both. Marty.
I didn't get what you said, Kai.
The Marty asked the Costco's commentary happening on here this season. No, it's both. So, you know, people can read it.
Oh, look what Kirsty commented here. She was in a team where the tool did everything. It scares me a lot that a tool logs in the site for you and runs the labs. That's scary. I don't know what you think, guys. I think that tool has too much power.
I wouldn't trust that tool.
I wouldn't trust that tool. I agree with that.
I mean, imagine you are fighting for promo, and when you open G-Pro, you already did your queue on wrong tires, and you didn't even know what happened.
No, that's scary shit, I say.
I can't remember doing that once. I was in the middle of college and put wrong ties on in my promotion season. Went fun.
So did you get to start with the Oscars already, Kai?
No, not yet. I've still got 8 more people to put in.
We want to know, you know.
Oh, you'll know the same time I know.
Okay,
But
we let you work on that.
I have a feeling though we're going to be just short of 50. I think we're going to be on 48.
As long as we win the live stream, I'm fine.
We'll find out. Like I said, you'll find out at the same time I'll find out. And you'll have a big fiesta.
Big fiesta.
Fiesta.
I mean, my team has data. He is the punching bag and the IT nerd, so he is doing all the work for the team, and but we can still mock him all the time, which is pretty nice to have. So if something's broken, then we just everybody's blaming data, and then he sits down 8 hours, and then the tool is usually working again, and nobody says thank you.
I believe I'm getting abused by the Ridleys.
I know what is not to be recognized for your work. You know, as a forum moderator, nobody thanks me for anything. So I can relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the reason why I stopped being a mentor. I mean, you're just getting questions and everybody expects you to answer everything, and in the end you're just getting no thank you. Just people either ask you more questions, or if you don't answer them, then they don't contact you anymore.
Well, that's a very interesting topic you brought, Jan, because I see many managers have been discouraged to take mentorships lately, and very few managers are being mentors these days. When we started with the mentorship program, I think it was season 32 or 33, I can't recall. We had many community members willing to help, and these days we don't have many. I have experience being a mentor besides hosting the mentor forum, and I can relate to what you said, Jan. It is true that you get too many questions, many mentees expect you to give the answers, and they are not willing to figure out anything by themselves. But I still keep giving it a try once in a while. I don't have that much time to invest these days. But I currently have a mentee, I'm sorry, and I'm already past the 4 races period, because he's working very seriously and he's taking the time to find out things by himself. I try to hint him, of course, give him hints and help, but he's doing his homework, so I'm very happy. So my message is, don't stop trying. You know, there's true that you will get one good mentee out of 10, but that one is worth it. I don't know if any of you have taken mentees. You, Bronek? Bronek?
Sorry, but I'm so happy now because we have a mistake. So the train is fully speed now. So I focus it for my race for this moment. So sorry.
Yeah, well, I am totally lost. I had to check last lap because Kirsten posted something that scared me, talking about a winning dance or something, and I thought, I know I need to resign my driver. Please don't do well this race. But I set my risk really low, so I won't win. Don't be ashamed, Kirsten.
Otherwise, technical class is calling.
What about you, Kyle? Kyla, are you there?
I'm here now, yeah.
Have you taken any mentees lately?
Not lately. I've done the odd one or two, but a lot of them don't even message back. I've
Oh.
noticed.
That's true. Many of them don't stay long enough on the site.
No.
That's why I usually give 2 or 3 races to wait if they keep logging. You know?
Oh, for God's sake!
Sometimes
I'm literally balancing my phone on the controller. It's not an ideal setup. I also have food.
you need to have dinner now.
Yeah. Well, depends if you will enjoy me eating.
You can do it off camera too.
I'm sure you won't mind.
I'll join you.
I think it'll be a bit cold by the time you get here. Fuck's sake, Lai. Can't vote for bloody teammates.
Oh my God. Bloody teammates. So when can Oscars?
Some point. I think I'm down to like the final 3 people.
Oh, here we have a. Here we have a nice story with Neil that he said that he had a mentee that refused to have him as a mentor because he wasn't experienced enough. I do recall that one, Neil. As a matter of fact, I was active hosting the mentor forum, and I did some sort of special authorization for Neil to become a mentor because he indeed was very experienced as a player. But I have made some exceptions when I see the manager has a good idea of how the game works. You know, there are people that grab that much faster than others. As a matter of fact, when Roland Postel joined the team, he was 16 races old, and he knew more about the game than many of us. So it's okay to make exemptions. And well,
I still don't know anything about the game, to be honest.
This had a happy ending because he happened to take some revenge on that mentee.
Fair.
Oh, guys, I know you're concerned about your races. Not Jan. Jan, you should be relaxed, really.
What?
That you are looking at your screen like if you were concerned about your race, and you shouldn't be.
I'm reading through the comments.
I mean, I don't even know where I am. I'm not even watching my race. Should probably find out where I am.
Any other questions we have pending from the question and answers posts at the streaming topic?
Ah, I forgot to put my livery on. That's a problem.
You forgot what?
I forgot to put my livery on.
Your livery.
Yeah.
You can recognize yourself on track.
I'm I'm in a blue car.
Did you have problems? I recall someone at the forums. I think it was that was complaining that many teams have the problem that when it's the off season, they don't have enough supporters because they are a little bit late to buy supporter credits. So the livery isn't equipped, and they forget to equip it back. You have
That's
that.
exactly what happened.
Yes, that happened.
Yeah.
It's nice to have an option to equip it back by default if you have enough supporters on the team. But I don't know how easy or hard it is to code that. So it will be nice, but if it is too hard to make, maybe we won't be getting it. I think that Vlad has some other priorities at this moment.
I think the only person that would probably be able to do it would be Yuka, but that wasn't right.
Why?
Oh right, yeah.
Well, Kirsty thinks that it's more important to wear the team livery than her personal livery. That's good. I think that shows her team spirit. There were some other teammates that were commenting on Kirsty's team spirit, and I think wearing the team livery adds to that.
In my defense, Kirsty, it's not me.
I will be back in about 15 minutes.
Okay, see you.
So in other words, he's skipping the question from Matto.
I'm sorry. That was my bad. I was trying to cut Jan, and he did it first, so I cut Bronek. There are people that are commenting on how concentrated you are on the race, Bronek. Are you driving the car yourself?
Yeah, I have steering wheel on under my table. It is important season for me, so I very enjoying it at this moment.
Nice.
Apparently I'm 26th.
26.
But I am. Yeah, but I'm only one of two people that are on Dunnos in my group.
I'm 22nd, and last time I checked, I was at least.
That's just because you're really slow, aren't you?
We're having some toilet humor at the chat at this moment. I won't reproduce what you're saying, guys.
I'm sure it doesn't take him 15 minutes to have a dump.
Hey, I was not commenting on that.
I'm only just reading what they're saying.
So, what are your expectations for this season, guys?
Survive.
Is any survive? Okay, retention. I guess that means retention. What about you, Bronek?
I hope for some good results this season.
But what kind of good results? Top 10 or maybe a promotion?
I look forward for the promotion to go up, and we will see what happens next.
So you are considering pushing for a promotion. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
It will be an interesting season for you.
Yes. That is the plan.
To us, my first priority is resigning my driver, and then we'll see what happens after that. I mostly wing or everything.
I'm at that point too. I need to resign my driver. Then I see what I can do with the season.
Luckily, my extensions in race 4 I'm currently on 132, so it should be relatively easy, so long as I don't do too well.
Well, here Emil says that you're on barriers, that means you're pushing. I have to disagree with that.
I was on bad years last year, so no shit. Excuse my French. But
There are like 13 barriers in my group, and 13 managers cannot promote. So
bad years only work if there's not many people on bad years.
I think many people are taking barriers as maybe an alternative to having a properly developed driver. You know, they think they are or maybe they are lacking in other areas of the pack.
It's sort of a compensation thing, isn't it?
Yes, it's like the old man that buys a very expensive car, you know.
Probably not like that, but yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
And sometimes they are trying to compensate for something they lack, maybe car, maybe driver.
I think they say it's a Facade driver that's got really high talent. They'll automatically go on bad years regardless now.
I also think that sometimes we get some kind of contagion effect. It was very, very funny to check the tire choice at Master 4 this morning, because we suddenly went from a majority of Yokos to having half the field with barriers. So it was a bit shocking, and I think there was some kind of contagion effect.
You say that, you should see what my group have done. Let's count this. What
about the lead tire choice? Have you guys been checking that?
12 people aren't on Yokos in my group.
I was asking about the elite tire pick.
Any tire pick. I've already said I've already said something in the elite group.
Do you think that the first race weather had an influence on the high number of barriers?
I always think that the race one weather always dictates what tire people usually go on.
So if we have a very hot race, we will have many more contests than we have?
Probably. Literally, because it's like a hot, wet race, you'd see most people on Yokos. Whereas if it was a cold race, you'd probably see a few more people on Dunos rather than Yokos.
Yes, there was a very low number of Dunos at my group. I think 1 or 2. I didn't check.
There's literally 2. There's literally 2 in my group. One of them's me.
One of them is you. You go.
Yeah.
You like
literally,
to be different, right?
Yeah, literally, I picked him because no one else had picked them before me, and I picked mine Thursday night. And there's like 28 people, I think there was, that picked them.
Yeah, sometimes it's a good strategy to pick a different tire than the rest of the field, but it depends on what other tires you have in the group. You know, and in a group like mine with so many barriers, do not have such advantage.
I don't think there's many bad years in my group either.
Well, we have like
5.
5.
5 bad years. 5 bad years, 2 Contis, 2 Avons. Yeah, people are still choosing Avon.
I'm wondering if admins have a thought of doing something about the Avon situation, because since they have been considerably lower the the strength of the tire. We haven't had many managers picking them. It's a useless tire at this moment. It used to be a very good tire when they first introduced it to the game. I promoted on the first season that Avons were on the market. I promoted with them from Master to Elite, and they were a very strong tire. There was the manager on Mishis that ended fourth in the group, Stefan Gomans, and the three promoters were on Avon. Maybe it was a little bit extreme to have such a cheap tire with such strength, but in the long run, it went the opposite path. You know, it is too weak, and nobody picks them. I'm wondering if we'll have a change on Avons anytime soon.
I think the problem with A1 now is because they put the price up by 200k, so because they're so close now to Yoko's, they're just looking at the performance and they're like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yes, well, they were even cheaper.
Yeah, they were $1 million.
Introduced,
Were
they
they cheaper than $1 million?
They were 1 million. 1 million produced. Then they went to 1.2, but then they got some performance bars removed.
Yeah.
And that's when they became useless, in my opinion. There are too little managers that can make those work. And even when they make those work, it's more. Oh, Ronek is leaving. Thank you.
I need to go. So bye at this moment. Cheers.
Bye.
Don't worry. See you later.
Just the two of us.
Are you scared?
Really not. Halloween's been and passed. Not that scared anymore.
You're not scared of witches then?
I've had too many in my time. Alright, how did I do this?
So, where are the Oscars?
They are in a storage device, probably. Right, okay, so I've literally just collated all of the votes from the mailbox. And now I have to formulate it. I just don't remember how I formulated it.
I'm sorry, I was watching a race.
Everyone else heard it. Wow, I was mad on this one. Right.
Can we get Kirsty on stream? I don't know. Does she have a webcam?
Kirsty, come here.
Come here. Come on.
Come hither. So, 52.
Neil, is that Roland Puzzle in your YouTube profile pic? Do you think he looks like Roland? I don't think so. He's having mate, by the way, on his profile pic like me.
Kirsty, I'm on my phone right now.
That's not good enough excuse, Kirsten.
I say I'm on my phone now, so no excuse. And I've got 3 siblings again, no excuse for that one either.
Well, Jan was also streaming from his telephone.
Exactly, I mean, my phone's,
Oh, we have the biggest streaming star that this site has seen so far in the one race streaming experience we have. Welcome, Roy. Hello, Roy.
Hello.
Roy, hello.
Good evening. How are you?
Well, we were missing you. I was here along with Kyle, and it was getting awkward, you know?
Nah, you love it, really. What we're going to slowly do is going to bring everyone from Reanimated into the stream, so it'll literally be, you know.
Yes.
We're literally going to turn this into the GPRO chat. Just take over the world.
How is your race going, Roy?
Pretty much staying in place.
Not overtaking anyone. My race is also a little bit boring tonight, but well, I need to get resigning done. So, and I have not pitted yet.
Well, I'm going a lot longer than I expected to, but that's all right.
I'm actually pitted. I think I've pitted on lap 28 with like 50% tyres left.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's lap 29. I'm still out. It's fine. Maybe if the rain stops next lap.
I'm pitting now with like over 40%.
I mean, if the rain stops now, I'm laughing.
This is an F1. They don't stop. Now, lap 29, I have 9% fuel and 33% tires. Gonna go a lot longer than I expected.
Lap 29 has 0% fuel and 48% tyres.
Well, I guess I overfueled a little. It was planned to be lap 27, 28.
Only a little overfueled. To be honest, there's not really much of an effect in the rain. So you're all right.
I'm doing just fine as far as I can see.
When is the rain stopping? Is Marty's asking. I don't think it goes.
I don't think it'll stop.
It won't stop.
Not expected to, anyway.
I mean, it goes down to like 40-50%, but I think the humidity is too high.
Last season did not have much rain. It must have been one of the driest seasons ever.
I mean, we could find that stat out.
Please do, because I have too many screens to to check on. So if you did that, it would be great. Oh, we have Jan back. Hello, champ.
What number was it? Okay, so season 72, we had 70 laps worth of rain, which equates to 7%.
And what about the ranking, the season's ranking for wet laps? Was it the driest season ever? Ninth? I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be ranked higher.
Probably one of the warmest. Oh no. Where even is it? I swear it was a lot warmer last season.
Race again, rain by Bobolis to break for forecast outcomes. It was pretty fun. Well, that's fun by me. And Christos co-hosted with me for a few seasons, but not all of them. The Shipro Weather Guru.
I'm a bit more concerned how Johannes knows that Michi will be the better tire this season.
I mean, I hope it's a Michi season because I'm on Dunnos.
What about your tire pick, Jan? Why did you choose Bridgestone against Michis this time? Because last season you picked Michis.
Because the season is cheaper, we have cheaper test track, and also race 1 is already a bit difficult for Mishis because you have to fight a lot of bad years that can cost you a couple of points, while you can fight the bad years pretty well on bridge rock. And also the warm-up temperature doesn't come into play that much, because I was expecting a lot of bad years and Contis, which also are pretty slow in qualifying. So you're only losing like 1 spot or so. So the warm-up doesn't have much of an effect. So you have 2 more durability bars, and you have 1 more dry bar. And I think this is a good advantage if you have a close fight again.
And you can obviously pay for the price difference.
I mean, financially, this season is easier to handle than the last one, I think.
Are you ready to overspend again in case you have some strong competition this season?
Yeah, but I hope I don't need to spend that much on car.
Well, you got a close battle last season.
Yeah, I mean, I spent, I think, 50 million more than my first plan, so
Wow.
really got expensive.
50 million is a lot.
So to give you some numbers, I spent 306 million on car last season. I think when I promoted from Master, I was under 200 for sure.
Yes, that's a lot of over expenditure. But it surprises me that against your original budget, you overspent 50 million.
No, it was not in the last races alone. I think I already I had to set a bit too low risk, because I thought that I don't need to go full throttle for the full season. So I had I had a few parts that need to be replaced 1 more time. So I think the overspending in the last 4 races were like 35 million, and then there were 15 million on other occasions during the season.
Well, good for you that you have the money to pay for that. 50 million, the difference from going from...
It only worked because I always plan with 1 puncture, so that's 15 million. And I also plan with always at least 80 million at the reset, so I have some buffer in case something goes wrong.
Yes, that is something that not everyone takes into account. Well, let's take Roy out until he puts his camera back on. I do recall that some seasons ago there was some banter because they told me I was too scared to push for the championship, but what you just mentioned is very important. I didn't have the financial backup to push for the championship. So even if I had having a good driver and such, it's not always about the driver, You need to be ready to overspend, and you need to be ready to place a random when you have it.
Or if you're like me, you have 3 randoms in 1 season, you can't really plan for that.
At least not if it's tire punctures.
I had 1 tire puncture. I think the other one was a random pit stop. Was it 2 times? No, I think the other one was a random pit stop. But it was from a part. It was from a thing that can't be controlled.
I didn't have that much sponsor average last season when you, since you have that question there. I activated a bit more later because I initially had I only had like 6 million last season. So not that much.
Right here then. So are we ready?
Yes.
Kirsty, you meant to be my teammate. I do not tolerate this abuse.
Yes, Oscars and all. Bring them all.
Oscar,
Come
who's Oscar?
It's Oscar season.
Who's Oscar?
Who's Oscar? We want to know who won.
Right here then. So which category shall we start with first?
I don't know. And
So
any special requests? We may check the chat and see if anyone has any suggestions.
What category shall we start with, guys? I just reread what you said, Kirsty. Oops. Right, I got no answer. We're going for one. Not too bad.
Oh, we have an interesting question here. It seems that the manager that is asking is pretty new to the game and doesn't know how the weather system works, and it would be a good opportunity to let him know. The rain is dictated. The times are dictated by the league race, so it doesn't matter if you are in rookie or amateur. If the race is at a certain point for elite, that's the race time that counts for the weather forecast.
Lap wise, not time wise, lap wise.
Oh, Bronek is leading, nice. I wasn't watching his race, so that's good to know.
Am I leading? 30th.
This streaming is good luck, people. Join it, because if you join it, you are going to win your race.
Show some other groups.
What group do you want to see?
Not Pro 4,
M3.
7. Not Pro 7.
I don't know. Tell me. Let's check Master 1. Indeed, Bronek is leading. Oh, we have Miel in second, who's right now commenting on the chat. And there's a pretty big gap. Oh, well, Bronek is speeding. That's why he was leading. He hasn't beat yet. Well, news. We have some news. Miel is leading the race now. What other group do you want to see, guys?
M3.
M3, we are there.
Yeah.
See me, I need to be more prepared like me. I've just had my flu jab today. I'm so
you on stream some other day, yeah. And get better soon. So, where are the Oscars? Why haven't you posted any results yet?
Because I'm so disorganized.
What are you eating, Jan? Why aren't you sharing with us? That's mean.
What?
So apparently everyone has a drink with them on the Oscars. You ready?
What are you eating? Is my question, Jan.
Not cheese.
Cheese?
Not cheese.
Not cheese. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I'm pretty sure that Nefzat is on dry setup accidentally. His pace seems to be pretty much the difference between wet and dry setup. So yeah, I mean, this is a very unfortunate, I think.
So it's advantage you for the season at the moment then?
Yeah, I mean, if it stays like that, 10 points is probably a good start. So maybe, I mean, I put Nefzat above Tony in max top 10 because I mean, Nefzat had great pace last season. He proved that he can match a whole season. Tony also has a monster driver. He got the best driver out there, and he's already he's done a sports psychology training and drive and a contract extension. So he has also pretty decent motivation already. So I don't know. I was expecting to be a bit faster, but he doesn't have such a good match this race. But
Probably.
He'll probably be fast next race. But race 3 is then maybe better for me again. So we will see. But maybe now with that mistake, he might be the bigger contender for me. But let's see. Nefzat is he has not that much time. I think this is maybe the biggest issue.
I mean, to be honest, it all depends on what the weather is as well.
Yeah, but I mean, bridge rocks are about equal to Michi in cold, and better if it's warm. So in worst case, I'm equal, so it should be okay.
You keep telling yourself that, don't worry. Everything will be just fine. Until it's really, really cold, and then you get the Hancocks whooping your ass.
What happened to Hancock this season? I don't see many managers have picked them. Is it the rainy race?
Pretty much, I reckon so. It's literally not warm or anything.
You're hitting the microphone, Kyle. Are you going bankrupt? We have some polemic comments here because there's speculation that Miel is going bankrupt this season. I think that's a big possibility too. Especially after he promoted unexpectedly.
Already anything published on Oscars?
Well, Kirsty just said, and her winner is, and the Oscar for the best dog goes to Oscar.
Kirsty's dog. What happened to Elite Betting Game? Is it back again? Last season we had some problems too, and it seems to be recurrent, you know? Every season it starts and we are having problems with the Elite Betting Game server.
Today it was okay. I did my bets for a few minutes before the race. It was working fine. But So
Yeah, we have two problems. One is that Robert Laszlo isn't at the drop menu. He's not in all the options. They have like a president who's retired, by the way. The other problem is that Jason has set Sarah to do the calculations according to the time zone he's at. She probably has moved to a different time zone, but Central European time moved to a different time zone last week. So many people were speculating until last minute to do their bets because they couldn't see the tires yet on the grid. That only happens when quali closes. So I have never played the game, but I think I will wait to see the tires too. And all those people missed the bet.
And the answer to your question is meow, yes, because I'm cold. It's like 5 degrees here. I am not getting out of this jumper.
It's cold in there. Well, here we're having a warm spring.
It's looking for some. We're having like the coldest autumn ever. Anyway, first winner of the Best Forum User Oscar goes to Jasper Koosmans.
Congratulations, Jasper!
now you have to
With
come
9
and
votes.
He's at the chat here too, so we want
in second place is Piotr Nov.
Whatever, Piotr, whatever.
Whatever the Polish guy's name is, and third place was Kirsty Ridley and Ania Piekarska. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight.
So we want to Jasper to do a little speech, maybe. He's currently commenting at the chat, so maybe he's around to do some acceptance speech.
In your defense, Kirsty, you got more votes than me. I got 2.
Jasper say, "Oh, thanks for the votes."
How boring.
Here we have the winner, people.
Literally, you come up to the stage, you get your reward, and what do you say? Thanks for the votes.
That's not very
daily business for Jasper. He wins so many things.
Oh.
He won't be winning this race, though, will he?
Well, the first Oscar has been awarded, but we still have like, I don't know, 18, 19 more to go.
Yep. I already have Marta, yes.
Yes, he's.
Surely it would make you feel really awesome, Kirsty, because, you know, you got more votes than me. Who wouldn't want to get more votes than me? Although, you know, you got to feel sorry for Shannon and Stefan, who both got 0 votes.
Oh. Well, I'm sure of that. Next time they'll get more votes.
If they get nominated again. The next category is the category that everyone has been waiting for. The Best Forum Topic Oscar. Now I've got to think of something to write. wonder how many times I could say Oscar without Kirsty wanted to kill me.
Any requests? We're taking requests. Oh, here's a comment. Do you guys remember Hungarian Oscars? Yes, I do. But back then they were hosted by Miko. So I don't know if you recall that, Kyle.
No. I went here. Jasper didn't get the memo then.
Do you guys recall the scandal that we had that season, that many Hungarians were nominated and won on several categories? Kyle,
No.
you don't remember that?
Was this before season 37?
Or so, yes.
Then I went there.
Miko had to change the rules after that, and after that we got the no teammates nomination rule. And no teammates vote rule too.
Oh, bollocks. I've just closed Google Chrome.
Kirsty says that we killed the Shipro chat. Well, it wasn't very active before this either. And especially during the race, the forums go very silent too. Many people are like Bronek, watching to the races and not doing much else.
Season plus 50 plus, was it? I remember one season I hosted, everyone was voting for the same person. I can't remember which. It was the one with the Hall of Fame. I think it was the one with, or actually no, everyone was voting for Steve Hill. But like 90% of the votes were teammates. And I got bored of typing the same thing out of you can't vote for your teammates.
Can we see the cars? Well, here Claudio Laguna wants to see his teammate's car. I think that he wants to see the livery, the big flashy pink livery that victorious teams have. It's a nice livery, I think.
Kirsty, I'm not in the chat because my phone is currently seeing my face and I'm too busy doing the Oscars anyway.
He's busy.
Yeah, just like you're busy trying to control Oscar.
Well, this season I wanted to nominate Harsh, my teammate, because I think he had a pretty interesting season as best manager out of Elite. I wanted to nominate him and I couldn't because he's my teammate. But he had a very rare achievement that was winning a group without winning a single race. That's hard to pull out.
Around about Harsh.
Harsh, yes. Well, we'll see if he wins or not the Oscar. That will be known soon.
Right then, you ready? For best forum topic.
Yes. We have another Oscar, people. Grab yourselves.
The moment everyone in this, well, the two main people have been waiting for. Have they won an Oscar? The answer is yes, yes, they have. They have won the Oscar. And now a victory speech now from Jan and Flo. Go.
I hope that we can make this thing grow a bit and have more guests. So that would be cool. So everyone can be part of this, and maybe races can be a bit more entertaining that way. So I'm very happy that Flo set up that from her PC. So I couldn't do that. I only had the idea, and she executed the idea. So also thanks to Flo.
You're welcome. Yes, we also had a problem that this setup is very limited if you don't link it to YouTube or to some other streaming platform. This way, we can set the broadcast to be watched at YouTube and have as many people join as we want. On the other way, we only could have 10 people in here, so it was a good thing that I managed to link the StreamYard platform to YouTube. Oh well, but I still have hopes that you get a better computer in the future, Jan, and you can host this.
Is the speech over? Okay, that's good. In second place was Roaster Manager, and in third place was a tie between You Can Rearrange the Homepage and Enter Pits only if more than X2 remaining. It was actually quite close. You were only two votes in front. Anyway, next category.
Victory dance.
I'm not the dancing type.
Come on, Flo, I want to see the flamenco.
We need to gain some audience, you know. We need to make this idea work, so you need to put more from yourself.
Surely Jan can dance with his lederhosen. Firework, lovely.
This has been answered before, but I'll mark it anyway. They are asking if you are trying to defend the title, Jan. I think that it's clear that you are.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My driver is still young, so I hope he can become competitive a bit longer. I mean, unfortunately, he has a lot of reputation, so I can probably only do this and next with this driver, and then have to see what I do. But so far, it's looking all right. I was able to do, I think, 5 driver trainings last season, so he didn't decrease much in stats.
This was me, by the way, because I'm logged in from Shipro's account at YouTube because I need to host the streaming, and that comment wasn't written by me. I think that's a reply for Kirsten. It is apparent that yes, Vlad is watching the streaming.
Oh, Brian's watching the stream. Well, Jasper, it's not too late to do an accepted speech.
Poor Jasper.
Although he's probably going to hear that now in 10 minutes.
Our friend Camel is asking if you don't have a computer. I think
I have one, but my computer is shit, so I have to use somehow. My 5-year-old mobile phone is the only thing that handles the stream at least a little bit. So this is the truth why I play G Pro. It's the best graphics my devices support.
What about your race setups? Are you able to set up your races properly from that computer? Because that's all that matters, you know.
Yeah, my computer is fast enough to send 5 numbers to the G Pro server. That's okay.
Good to know. And what about Team Tools? Does it run the Team Tools properly?
Yeah. I mean, this is, I think, for PCs, such things are never a problem. That doesn't need much running, much calculating power or processors. This is always if you have animated graphics, videos, something like that. If you're streaming and you have to send and get the video and the audio data. But I think playing G Pro, I think you can probably play from a 10, 15-year-old PC is not a problem.
Well, that's true. I had to use my old computer once, not very long ago. That is at my father's, and that computer is 11, 12 years old, and I had no problems to run the tools or to play at all. Yeah, I was always experiencing some internet service provider problems once, and the only site that loaded was Cipro. That speaks well of how light the site is to load.
Is my my camera and audio still okay, or is it lacking like last time?
No, it's okay.
Okay, so then my cool pack is working. I found a professional solution for my stream last time. I put the cool pack under my mobile phone to avoid it from heating up too much, that it starts slowing down. That's the kind of solutions I'm capable of. Everything else is something for IT specialists.
High-end technology.
Then I call Dede if I have something else.
Right, category 3 time now. The worst forum topic. There was a choice of 4 topics for this one, and the winner is... Oh dear, quad drum roll. Hang on, we've got to accept a speech from Jasper.
Yes. Before we announce next winner.
House hopping. Anyway, next winner is, I've got to remind myself, with extra money, with extra training, with 13 votes. In second with 11 votes was GPRO Racing, and in third was Choose the Category to Relegate with 7 votes. And Kirsty luckily came last with Merry Christmas with 3 votes. Yes, congratulations, Jakob, for winning another Oscar. For all the wrong reasons again.
For all the wrong reasons, come on.
Carry on.
I think there are many people that are too harsh on Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he hasn't got a grasp of English.
Yes, that's the point. Most of the problems with his posts are not because he's not trying hard enough, but because his English is not good enough. I appreciate that he tries to participate, though.
Yeah.
Even when I have needed to do some moderation sometimes, and it added some workload to me.
Maybe we need Ahmet to translate for him.
Oh, the race got dry. I did just notice.
Did it?
Kirsty hasn't started with carols this season. Why did you vote the Christmas topic as the worst, people? You're evil. You're mean. You're the Grinch.
I voted
Look,
for the extra training topic, so can't blame me.
Kirsty, people voted for the Christmas topic because it was Halloween. Simple as. Even though everyone is Grinches. Who even nominated it? Yeah, did really like 150? It's dry, that's why you left 150. There we are.
Well, shouldn't I lap 150?
He's literally just got the realization that it's dry. Oh.
$150 with extra boost.
As if you need it. Come on.
I know. I need to steal the fastest lap from Alan now. I don't owe him. He's my teammate, so I don't owe him the fastest lap.
You get all that extra engine wear just to get a faster lap. Come on.
Unfortunately, my boost is gone, and Alan is boosting the last laps, but now I don't think he has the pace on back here. And he was also that smart to do the Q1 on hard tires, so he lost 1.6 seconds instead of just taking extra soft. So I think now the fastest lap is between Tony and me, probably. So let's see if Tony has boost, he might get it. But maybe. I mean, everyone is on wet setup, I think, so that shouldn't be an issue. Let's see how shitty my pit stop is.
See, I've been a bit of an idiot. I forgot to put boosts on.
Dramatic moments of the race. Guys that are one lap behind are on rain tires.
That's a good boy. Yeah, Nev's on dry setup, didn't you say?
Well, this shuffles things a bit. We'll see how.
You just said that Nev's on a dry setup, hasn't it? Isn't he? So he's probably going to get fastest lap.
Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting. It was all planned. Let's see. Now we will find out the truth. I was guessing that he has to be on dry setup given his pace.
Everyone is entering the pits. Josh is commenting that he's expecting some complaints in the forums. We haven't had those many complaints about the weather lately in the forums. In the old days, we used to have lots of moaning there. Nowadays, very little.
The thing is, the rain probability is at 50 to 60, so it was half a chance that it would stop. So to be honest, people could have predicted it.
It was a long shot.
It's not compared to what race was it? The South Africa race where it was like 97 to 99% and it stopped raining and everyone had a hissy fit about it.
I'm surprised I'm 2.4 seconds slower than the track record right now. So on full wet setup. So.
And you're setting boost laps. Why?
What?
And you still set boost laps. You are fast even on the wrong setup, and you set boost laps. What for?
In case I have a bad start and I get into a train, I want to get out of that as fast as possible, and I don't want to carry Ellen in my slipstream in case I run out of energy in the end.
But you're 38 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I don't know that before the race.
Speaking of the GPRO Weather Guru, the winner of the best city game in GPRO goes to the GPRO World Cup as soon as I put the title in properly.
Yes, but you have to do it again.
The GPRO World Cup. You said I've got to do it again.
I thought only did no fast slap. I'm confused. What happened? Maybe he forgot to set clear track risk. I don't know. No clear track risk.
I expected another acceptance speech from Jasper for winning the best city game in GPRO.
He probably react to this like 15 minutes later.
In joint second place was Podium Prediction Game in the Labyrinth, and in third place was F1 Revisited 1958.
That's Beagle's silly game.
So that's two Oscars for Jasper. Is he in Best of the Games player? No, but he's in Best of the Games host. Maybe Jasper will come home with like 5 Oscars.
But he's not here for his acceptance speech.
Jasper, get your ass in here and accept your reward. The world is waiting for you to accept it.
The battle for fastest lap is very intense, so let's see.
Not as intense as the Oscars, Jan. No one cares.
I couldn't check, but did anyone decide to stay on wet tires on the ring compound at the lead race? Or did everyone pit to change tires with the weather change?
Sam Norris stayed out, I think.
Stayed on wet.
Yeah, he's wobbling on wets now.
I think the problem is if everyone pits on a lap 30, their tyres will just be dead by the end.
Yeah, it's always difficult. I mean, rain tires wear very fast when it's dry, so if there is even a short stint of, let's say, 5-6 laps where you would gain time from saving 2 pit stops, you would then have the fuel to wobble all the way down, and you would lose 1 pit stop back, and you have the wobbling and the time on the wrong tires, and it's probably not good. Also, you can have a longer dry stint, and then you're ruined. So probably too risky.
I think the other problem is because it's so hot as well, it's just going to wear even more.
Yeah, I mean, they will probably wear 10% a lap or so.
Maybe even more.
Yeah, depends on bridge strokes, maybe 10.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Jan for winning the lead race.
Oh, boring. Haven't you had enough of winning yet, Jan?
No, Tony got fastest lap. I'm disappointed. I'm leaving this chat. I should have boosted at the end, damn it.
Oh, we have... Oh, no, not this one. Jasper, woohoo! For free World Cup points for everyone. That's the round is on Jasper. He's celebrating his win as Silly Games host. And Ahmed wants to congratulate Gonzalo Alvarez for finishing 10th with Contis. That's a good race for someone that has a tire that is not suitable for this weather.
My race is still going on. I'm on lap 53. I'm still 26.
Congrats, Jan. And I should switch to Master 3. Well, we have the results for Master 3 right now. Ivan Silva won the race. I think
What happened to Neil?
I think that Neil will need to eat his words.
Oh, I put Ivan to finish second.
I'm Andaher,
I'm on my teammate, yeah.
your teammate, Jan.
Yeah. He is Peter's counterpart.
And Alexander Kunz.
And Ivan was former teammate. He now went to Victorious.
That's true. So I guess you're happy for him.
Oh. Okay, that might explain a few things.
Well, the Oscars, guys.
I might have slightly forgot to change my clear track risk from last season.
Oh.
I thought I was on 40 the entire race. Turns out I was on 0.
Here's Miel trying to justify himself, saying that the Kunz's pit stop was insane. Well, he probably has a very well trained staff for stress handling. That's a possibility, Miel.
Wallacons.
Let's see how the race is ended in the rest of the master groups. Andreas Raman, Victor Diankov, and Sylvain Guillon. Nice. What tires were these guys? Oh, Yogos and Badiers. Oh, it looks like we have some guys with Good pace even on Yokos for a rain race, which speaks high of the preparation they got. Congratulations to them. What about Master 2? Oh, Roy won the race on Yokos. Daniel
Roy won. Roy won. Hang on, not my Roy. Is it my Roy? I don't know. I'm not in his team. I know who didn't do well. Bloody Owen for getting to qualify.
Yokos, Badias and Yokos again for Master 2. Master 3, we already checked the podium, but all Yokos on the podium, and Neil sadly missed the podium on Badias.
Ray, you spoiled my podium prediction.
What about Master 4? That is the group I am at. Well, all the guys in the podium were Badias, but considering that there was an equal number of Badias and Jokos in the group, I think it was an expected result to get guys on Badias in the podium this race. And let's check Master 5. Oh, Bert won on Yokos, Alex on second on Yokos, and Costas on Badias. Well, I think that Yokos had a very good race at Master Group this race.
It was actually quite good race for our team. We finished first and second in Elite. We won Master 2, Master 5, and second in Master 3. So I think we can live with that.
You can call it a day.
Yeah.
I mean, our master.
Very good production for the day. Congratulations.
I mean, our master person didn't qualify. All three of our pros came below 25th, so it might not be a good race for us.
Then you guys wonder. I always read Dom's comments on the cup. You know that sometimes you don't make the cut and you don't get into the team's cup. But if you get 25th positions on race one, it gets hard to qualify to the cup.
As for the cup for us, we usually get knocked out of round one, apart from one season we actually got through to round two. Anyway, enough of that chat. Category 5, the best city game player. Luckily, Jasper cannot win this reward. And the winner is Keith Partridge.
Keith, congratulations to him. I don't know if he's following the streaming, but congratulations to him.
In second, who's in second place? Ahmed, you're in second place with 5 votes.
Congratulations.
And third was Matthew Standen and Grant Crouch.
You know, Ahmed, the second one is the first one, the ones to lose.
Yeah, well done, Ahmed. You're the first to lose. Well done for winning that award.
Oh, but it looks that Ahmed left before you announced his second place.
Oh, really? He'll come back when he wants to see the results.
He had already left. He said goodbye 2 minutes ago. Check.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah. How dare he?
How dare he? Exactly.
He could have at least stayed around until just after.
The category he was nominated for.
So, the best city game host, Jasper is nominated. He could at this point win half the Oscars. I finished 27th because I went on North CT. That's a bit stupid, wasn't it?
The Badier group. You're right, Kamal. It was like about invasion. I woke up and everyone was Badiers.
I think that it should be paid a bit more attention to tire changes, that it's getting updated a bit more frequently based on the market. So
Based
we
on
ended up with
yes.
Yeah, I mean, we had one season where we had 16 Mishis and 19 Contis in Elite, and Mishis were about as good as Bridgestock at that time, and they were priced 2.4 million cheaper, and they weren't really an alternative to Contis as one big push tire. And so now we have a similar development with Badyear, which is the Elite tire if you don't want to go premium. And also I think Dunlop is now a bit useless, because for 700k you're getting more durability, you're getting a really good rain performance. And so I think that if I was responsible for the tire changes, I would make Badyear maybe 3.8, so that it's a bit more of a choice, and see how it goes. And if there are still a lot of Badyears, maybe increase the price even a bit more.
We had a price increase for Dunos when they became sort of popular on Elite. I returned two seasons on Dunos, and after that the price went up. But they are, I think that considering that it's mostly a tire meant for Pro and Master, I think they are a bit expensive at this moment.
Yeah, I think I was already when I was the first time in Pro, the Dunos was still at 2.2, and then they had a pretty big change to 2.7, and at that point I was already pretty even between Yoko and Duno, but when they were at 2.7, I felt like they weren't worth 1.2 million more compared to Yoko. At least not if you have a decent package, then Yoko is just consistent enough. And now we see a lot of Yokos, and I think that it should be also a bit more expensive, maybe 1.7, or maybe one less durability bar or something like that. So
I reckon Dunos need to get a little bit cheaper again.
They are fine. Yokos are fine, Jan. The problem, in my opinion, is that Dunos are too expensive. If you balance the price of the Dunos, I think that Yokos are just fine as they are.
Yeah, maybe Dunos back at 2.3, 2.4, and then they might be an alternative to Yoko and Badyear again.
Don't forget my concern about the Avons that I expressed earlier in the stream. That's another problem. If you don't have Avons as alternative at all, then you have this polarity on the tire pick. You know, in my group it was Yokos or Badyears. That is telling you that the other possible choices, because of the price, of course, and Master and Pro have a selection of tires, and Elite has a completely different one. But it means that there is something that is not working right.
I think that also that Avons are pretty useless. I think they could at least get another driver, because now they are like, you're doing okay in 2 or 3 races a season, but you're not even have an advantage. You're maybe as good as Badyear if it's just freezing cold. But I don't know. You can get Yokos for almost the same price. So I think that R1s are now just useless at this point.
What about Hancocks? Because I think that this season showed that Hancocks are not attractive enough.
I was actually expecting more Hancocks because Mishi's got more expensive, and now there is quite a big difference between those two tires. I think Hancocks are still 5.25 or so. 5.6? 5.6, I think. So I mean 1.8 million difference, and you're getting the premium advantage. You're getting very good qualifyings, which I think helps to be in front of all the other bad years if you have maybe a medium goods package. So I think this season they would have been actually a good alternative to bad year, because you just maneuver yourself in front of the other bad years in the grid, and you have maybe a similar pace.
Probably the weather had to do with that. I also think that Hancocks are a good alternative, but weather of race 1 is always a trendsetter.
Maybe because the first race was raining or so, I don't know. It also affects. I mean, one out of 17 races, and so it has a small impact. If you already see a hot rain race, this maybe keeps you a bit away from taking Hancocks.
Meanwhile, the winner of the Best City Game Host, which Jasper was nominated for, so he could very well win this, is everybody's favourite Belgian person, Alan Halford.
Alan Halford. Congratulations to Alan.
Jasper and Jonathan came second, and Sebastian came third. Oh, and Kevin came third as well.
For Jasper.
Oh no, he didn't win an Oscar finally. I mean, what?
He had to lose 1 or 2 tonight. He's nominated in how many categories?
That is a very good question.
Come on, we want statistics here, Kyle.
1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's nominated in 5 categories. 5 categories he's nominated for. If you don't include his team.
Oh, you should include his team.
Hang on, which one of them isn't he in? Okay, then it goes up to 7.
Cavalli.
He's in Minardi, so it goes up to 7 now because he's in both over and underachieving.
Yes, I want to confess that I voted them for both. I was in a trollish mood and I voted them for both, best and worst.
I find it hilarious when a team gets voted for both of them. If you really must, Jasper, if you really need to make an acceptance speech for coming second.
Why not?
All the way.
Go ahead. In 15 minutes we'll get the reply because there is a delay in his streaming.
Jasper is probably still racing. He is still following his car, so.
Race hasn't ended for him. Oh, I see. I forgot to comment that I see you are wearing the champion livery, Jan.
Yeah, my team has not enough supporters at the moment, so I just recognized that there is a champion livery. So I thought when I have to use a different livery, then I take take that one.
Did you say you both just realised it's a champion's livery?
The champion livery is not very often used. It's the best manager using it was Young, and I remember I had to remind him to drop it during race 1 because he kept it equipped, and there's a little bug there.
Yeah, he said that he no one asked him to remove it, so he will just ride the champion livery at the end of the train.
Well, I noticed that, and I reminded him that he had no right to be used to it, so he unequipped it for race 2, and it was right, because you mean that the champion has to have the choice. Even if he chooses not to use it, the champion needs to have the choice to use the champion livery. But I noticed, I recall that I noticed it, I don't know, like 1835. It was shortly after the qualification ended, so I had no time to solve that before the race started. He's a naughty boy.
Bloody hell, that was loud.
I'm sorry. I forgot to mute WhatsApp. I put do not disturb at Discord and I forgot all WhatsApp. My bad.
So I'm now deaf in one ear. Rightio then, post of the season. You're probably going to expect me to say the post of the season, aren't you, lot? And the winner of post of the season is, have they finally fixed it?
Anya's.
That is, yes.
Congratulations to Anya.
I was expecting that to win.
It was super.
The post was, that's great news. So many people are asking the admins to fix this game. Did they finally do it?
I think you probably need to also read the initial post to understand the context.
Okay.
The timing was perfect because it was the first reply to the opening post.
So the original post. This is a GPRO Racing, which came second in the worst topic. I want to say that this game is fixed. I have been in rookie status for 6 or more seasons and can't get ahead. How is that the same person or people keep winning while the rest of us struggle? This game is fixed for sure. With Annie's post, that's great news. So many people are asking the admins to fix this game. Did they finally do it?
Did they finally do it?
What happened to those good old DA accusations? This is a new way of blaming. I like it.
Also, Kirsty, you won't get notifications from me because my WhatsApp's not open on my laptop and I'm got my earphones plugged into the phone. And it's on mute, so yeah. I saw the message pop up though.
Guys, I think we should start considering ending the streaming. It's been 2 hours and a quarter already. What do you say?
Shall we end on a cliffhanger with what the next race weather is going to be?
How often should we do this kind of stream? Maybe every two weeks or so?
I don't know, maybe we can discuss that on the topic.
I think it would be cool to have a few more guests in the future. So so we don't end up with maybe 2 people here.
Yes, but maybe we should discuss that on the topic.
Yeah,
Well, I could only do Fridays, so yeah.
Fridays probably makes sense with the weekend, so people have more time to be around, not
Yes,
have to work the next day.
I already got some complaints of people that cannot follow it on Friday and wanted us to do it once in a while on Tuesday, but we can discuss that later.
I mean,
So
you'd have to do it on both days, as for sure. Like maybe alternate the days
Mm,
to satisfy everybody.
I mean, I can do it on both days. I'm student, so I don't have much appointment.
well, guys, see you all next streaming. We are, of course, going to discuss when it's going to be, and see you then.
Bye.
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 Thanks for watching.